Hey guys, in this video I'll be showing you the progress that I've made on the Master Grade Shin Musha Gundam for the build-off I have with Justiniusbuilds. So let's jump right in and I'll show you some of the modifications that I've started and my plan for getting this kit build-off ready. Alright guys, first things first, let's talk seam lines. There are several areas on this kit that have very obvious seams. Those pieces being the head, the two shoulder armor pieces, and basically all of the weapons. Let's go ahead and just start off with the head, as it's the most obvious one and probably the one that's going to take me the longest to get rid of. Now this is exaggerated because I didn't push this piece together yet, but you'll notice that when I do push it together, the top and bottoms don't match up. So not only will I have to fill this up, I also have to sand this down. So I was going to try to do this on camera, but this is going to take a little bit of time. So second piece here would be the two shoulder armor pieces. Now these pieces here are what hold the shoulder shields, and then this piece here allows them to articulate up, down, left, right. I've looked online, I've seen a couple images of people who have done some custom work on this kit. Not many people have attacked these seams. I flirted with the idea of magnets, pegs. What I ended up doing was just gluing the piece together. Now you'll see where the seam once was. The way I got rid of that was with the Tamiya extra thin cement inside the crack, and then going over it with this Loctite ultra liquid control. This was recommended to me by Child of Mecca when we met at the GBWC this year. So I tried it out. It does glue hard. It dries hard and works out. So the only tricky thing that gluing this piece leaves is how it's going to attach to the armor. There are these two prongs here that would attach on both sides to the shoulder armor, and then this black piece here that holds the shoulder shield and sandwiches in between. What I ended up doing was just cutting the part there where the piece would sandwich in. So now I will end up just gluing it, filling that void there, and I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue holding the weight. I cut these two prongs off, so now it fits flush on top of that shoulder armor, and I'll be able to glue it to the top of the shoulder armor without any problem, and I should still be able to manipulate and move the shoulder shields around. So like I said, this is the before and after, much better. Of course, all the weapons also have some seams. Now I'm still working on this piece, but I figured now is a good time to just show you some of the process. So there was a seam going all the way down. You can still see I had to refill some of the pieces there, refill a piece there, but this seam is now for the most part gone. I'll keep sanding it. Once I prime this up, as well as all these pieces, I'll be able to tell any imperfections in the seam line removal process. This piece here is probably going to be a little bit of a headache, but this is the sheath for the sword. It's literally just two pieces, and then you would clip it at the base of it and at the entrance where the sword goes. So if you have this kit and you really want to make it as clean as possible, this is going to be a piece that has to be taken care of. So this is next on the list. So that's for the most part the seams that I've been working on. There are a few other pieces that I had to take care of. This is one of the pieces that attaches to the armor. One of the weapon pieces. I can show you this one too. Some of these pieces had these just random voids in them for no apparent reason, no functional purpose. I went ahead and used some Tamiya putty to fill in these gaps. I'll show you how I did that. There are a few different ways that you can fill pieces. I opted to use Tamiya putty just for its simplicity. I went ahead and grabbed a bamboo skewer and just filled the piece in generously. This does get a little messy, but since we're going to be sanding it so thoroughly, you shouldn't be concerned about it. I let it dry for a few hours and got a coarse grit sanding stick and went ahead and took the first layer off the top. That helps create somewhat of a flat layer up top, and then I moved to a medium grit sand stick to further refine that top layer, trying to make it even throughout. And to finish off, I went ahead and got some 3M wet or dry sandpaper, ranging in grits of 400 all the way up to 1200. Now these are full-size sheets, but I cut a piece off and then use normal tap water. After a little bit of time and effort, you are left with a nice smooth finish. And so enough with the seam lines, let me show you some of the modifications that I've made. Alright guys, so here are some of the first modifications that I've made to the kit. Now this kit does have a runner left with several extra pieces from the Master Grade RX-78-2 version 1.5, which comes with the Gundam hammer. And it comes with all the pieces for the hammer, including the 14 spikes, except for the chain to make the Gundam hammer. So using a pin vise, I was able to drill a series of holes into the back of into each one of these panels, and they're currently being held by blue tack right now, but those will later be molded. And basically what I ended up using as a reference point was this dot here, this void here, no apparent reason for it. So it's basically dead center, upper third of the armor, and I went ahead and drilled with the pin vise upper third, starting with that piece and going in. So I replicated that. I put 3 on the shoulder armor, I put 2 on the gauntlets, and I've only done half the work just so I can show you before and after pieces. And in the feet, I went ahead and added a spike in the feet. So I'll go ahead and show you a couple images now of what that looks like, but those are the first couple modifications that I made. And last but not least, because I am going to be painting this kit, I have to strip all of the chrome pieces that it comes with. So I have them all in purple power right now. They've only been in here for 2-3 hours tops. You can tell where some of the chrome is already coming off. I'm going to let it sit a little bit longer and get rid of that. But I am using purple power to get rid of the chrome, and it's already starting to pit in some of the areas. So in order to make this kit really look good and paint it the way that I want to, I'm going to have to go ahead and strip these pieces. So this is just the process of how I'm getting the chrome off. Well, alright guys, thanks for staying with me till the end. I think I'm off to a really good start on this kit. I have a few more ideas as far as modifications. It's not just going to be these few spikes that I've added. I won't know how well I've taken care of all the seam lines until I prime the kit. That's exactly what I'm going to get into in the next video. I'll be talking about my process for priming the kit. There's lots of masking that I plan on doing as well, and I'll be revealing the true paint scheme for this kit, which is probably what a majority of you guys are most excited about. Anybody can snap build a kit, so I want to hurry up and get this process done, take care of the seam lines, and then get into the fun, which is the painting. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.